So I said I wasn't going to fight the false flagging by the pesky dames, and I'm not going to in any sort of tedious legal battle, but the outpouring of support with all of the mirroring and whatnot has just made my heart grow to 3 times its original size. And so I will, at the very least, keep making a new Pesky Dames video to replace the old ones as they get flagged and removed. And, yeah. It's not like it's been bad for my channel. It might get me shut down eventually, but you know what? If they're able to succeed in doing this, then fuck YouTube, so, yeah. Alright, here we go.
Hello everyone. This week at Those Pesky Dames we're talking about emotions.
Oh hey, what's up sexy? I just picked a random Pesky Dames video and I assumed it would be a busted up dumpster fire of a woman like the last few that I made, and here you are. Man, I would respect you all night long. I'm sorry, is that too forward? I actually did mean respect, it wasn't innuendo.
So I thought I'd follow on from a point Becca made in her video about how emotions and people's emotional responses are often used to derail discussions.
I actually agree with that. Like, if the conversation goes in a direction that a person doesn't like, they can respond with some sort of emotion, like anger, to sort of control the direction, sort of intimidate people to not discuss certain things they don't want to discuss. I'm with you. We are so simpatico. I'm a Pisces, by the way.
Okay, so an example of derailing. Let's say that I'm involved in a discussion about slut-shaming, and person B comes out with something like, I think sluts deserve to get AIDS and die.
Well, yeah, and if they said that, you'd probably say, well, what is the rational justification for this stance that you have, right? I mean, you're not going to let them derail you, are you? You are so pretty.
I think that this is an upsetting statement to make, and I'm upset by it. So I express my sadness, anger, or frustration.
Listen, I don't want to jeopardize the date that we're going to inevitably go out on, but it sounds like you're the one derailing. I mean, I don't really see how your feelings are germane to the conversation. If you're having a conversation about something, shouldn't it be about facts, the relationship between different ideas, rather than your personal feelings about said ideas? I'm just going to throw that out there, but I would still like to, you know, marry you someday.
At this point, person B uses my emotion and my emotional response to take the discussion completely off track, says that my emotions invalidate my opinions, argument, and points.
Well, if this particular ploy has been utilized against you a number of times, and what you just said would tend to imply that it has, shouldn't you see it coming, and, as the most obvious counter-strategy, not allow your emotions to possess you like a demon in The Exorcist? I'm starting to fall out of love with you, I'm going to be honest.
And refuses to talk anymore about the really horrible and offensive thing that they said.
In that case, shouldn't you also stop talking about that horrible thing that they just said? Because if they're not talking about it, and you're not talking about it, then you can continue on with the discussion, and no derailing has occurred. It really looks like you're the one derailing this here. I calls them like I sees them.
This person has just derailed the conversation. Derailing often occurs when a person who faces criticism over their actions or their statements needs a quick way out of the discussion before they're forced to examine their own mistakes and behavior.
Such as having your emotional reactions triggered time and again, like a Pavlovian response, and failing to learn that this is a strategy that is employed against you and come up with a counter-strategy, as if you have some sort of learning disability. Oh wait, you're talking about the other guy. Okay, sorry.
And it turns out that the easiest way for them to derail is to blame you for having an emotional response to the offensive thing they said.
You know what would keep them from blaming you is if you didn't have one of those emotional responses. I mean, people say shit to me all the time and I don't have an emotional response, or more to the point, if I know that somebody is going to blame me for having an emotional response, because I'm not totally fucking retarded, I will control my emotional response. The only excuse for not being able to do this is if you're like Phineas Cage and you've had some brain trauma that prevents you from controlling your impulses. or you're a feminist.
Thus shifting the blame away from them for being an oppressive wanker and over to you for being cross that they're an oppressive wanker?
Oh, I'm kind of tired. I have a headache. I don't really feel like going through any more of this video. I just made one to replace my recently flagged Dame's video, but I will say, isn't it convenient that you have every right to stop the conversation when you think somebody's being an oppressive wanker? Like, how convenient for you that should the conversation ever go in a direction that you don't particularly care for, all of a sudden you have every right to stop everything and start calling the other person an oppressor. Gee, I wonder who's really being oppressive here. Like, I will not be bound by the rules of rational discussion. I have feelings, and those feelings will rule this discussion. Psst. Have a nice day, and hey, I hope I wasn't too harsh, because, I mean, I really do think you're pretty. And, you know, maybe you could give me your phone number. We could talk. I'm sorry. TTFN.